In the fall of 1976, NASA Space Shuttle Program Manager John Yardley conceived of and introduced the Getaway Special, a NASA program that offered interested individuals or groups opportunities to fly small experiments aboard the Space Shuttle. The program, named after a series of promotional airfares offered by Trans World Airways, or TWA, between Los Angeles and Honolulu, ran for 20 years and carried 173 experiments into space. We'll learn more about the BSA's involvement in the gas program on this edition of Artifact of the Week. In late 1978, TRW purchased a Getaway Special Canister or gas can for $10,000 and partnered with the Exploring Division of the BSA to fill it with experiments designed and developed by members of the BSA around the country. About 200 Explorer Post and Sea Scout ships expressed an interest in Project POSTAR, with 38 submitting first phase proposals, which were reviewed by a panel of scientists and engineers from NASA, TRW, and the BSA. The panel was led by astronaut James Lovell and pared the list of 38 down to 18 experiments that moved on to phase 2 of the project. By 1982, the 18 experiments were trimmed to 11 experiments that would be installed in the gas can and launched on a space shuttle mission. On January 28, 1986, the Challenger disaster put the shuttle program, the gas program, and Project POSTAR on hold. When shuttle flights resumed in 1989, 2 gas cans were put into orbit and POSTAR was given a new life. On September 12, 1992, STS-47 carried 10 gas cans, including one G102, sponsored by the BSA and TRW. This was a much smaller version of the POSTAR project from 1982, featuring just 7 experiments. The final 7 experiments and their sponsors were capillary pumping, developed by Explorer Post 9005 and sponsored by the McDonnell Douglas Corporation of St. Louis, Missouri; cosmic ray, developed by Sea Scout Ship 101 and sponsored by the American Legion of Bridgeport, Connecticut; crystal growth, developed by Explorer Post 310, and emulsions, developed by Explorer Post 310, both sponsored by Cheeseboro Ponds Research Laboratory in Trumbull, Connecticut; fiber optics, developed by Explorer Post 475, sponsored by the Naval Avionics Center, Indianapolis, Indiana; floppy disks, developed by Explorer Post 1022, sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Columbia, Maryland; fluid droplets, developed by Explorer Post 822 and 2268, sponsored by Martin Marietta of Littleton, Colorado, and the Denver Museum of Natural History in Denver; and command power and mechanical systems, designed by Explorer Post 1275, sponsored by the Goddard Explorer Club of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Facility in Greenbelt, Maryland. NASA Explorer Post 1275, also located at Goddard Space Center, was tasked with integrating the experiments into the gas can. In the collection of the National Scouting Museum, we have much of the material surrounding the development of the Project POSTAR experiments, including these samples of an experiment that did not make it into space due to a mechanical failure prior to launch. The gas can program remained a part of the shuttle program until 2003, when the Columbia disaster again grounded the shuttle fleet. When flights resumed, the gas program was discontinued by NASA as they looked to finish assembling the International Space Station and needed the payload space and weight to accomplish higher priority missions. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Join us next time as we continue to learn more about the history of the Boy Scouts of America through the collection of the National Scouting Museum and Artifact of the Week.